Is my first time going live on my YouTube page, so bear with me, y'all. I wanted to go live on my computer, but for some reason I couldn't do that. I wanted to share a PowerPoint, but we are going to do that another time. This is going to be saved. I'm testing it out. So, I want to be able to build my YouTube platform. So, welcome. This live was actually, inspired this week. I have a group of people that has been doing the liver flush that I have started Monday, and I have been promoting it for some time now. Before we get into all of that, if you're new to my channel, again, this is my first live stream on YouTube. I'm trying to build all of my platforms. I have a TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and I have my YouTube, and I was waiting to get to 1,000 subscribers so that I can go live on my YouTube. If you don't know me, my name is Shakira, Dr. Shakira, however you want to say it. I'm not hung up on titles. Um, I am a master iridologist. I've been doing this for the last 7 years, and what's amazing that I've been teaching about, the importance of cleansing the liver and the gallbladder. That's exactly how I got started in iridology. Actually, my mother, who had challenges with her gallbladder, her story inspired me to start studying iridology. So from then on, for the last 7 years, I've been studying the iris, studying health, nutrition, different ways that the people can get their health on track, not just in a sense of food wise, but mentally, spiritually. So again, if you guys are tuning in, this is the first live on my YouTube. And again, this is going to be saved. All right. Again, y'all, I wanted to do a PowerPoint, but for some reason I couldn't live stream on my computer. I know the next time I'm going to start the live stream from my computer so that way that you can kind of see and get a visualization of everything that we're going to be discussing. All right. So for me, this last week, and those who are in the liver flush, I meant to send a link out to my people that has joined. Shout out. We have a good little group. I created a group chat for those who have joined my private group for the liver flush. They were given specific instructions on how to go about starting the cleanse. It's literally a 6-day process. It's not something that's, really long or, weeks on end. It's very, very simple process. But the effects, and that's the title of this live, is called The Liver and the Healing Crisis. All right. So I wanted to kind of clear this thing up when we called healing sicknesses. All right. And so there's something called, and what I've learned and when I went to school, is something called the healing crisis. All right. Now, when the body is in detoxification mode, okay, everything that you put in has to come out. It has to come out through different passageways, through different canals, through different elimination channels. If you guys have been following me for a while, you on my Instagram, you know that I talk about the 5 main channels of elimination. That's the lungs, the kidneys, the lymphatic system. Your lymphatic system consists of your tonsils, your spleen, the nose canals, all the runny nose, all of that is your main channels of elimination. And so what happens is all of the things that you put in has to come out the same way. And so what we call, sickness, like common colds, flus, and digestive challenges, these are all the body's communication systems letting you know, hey, all that, you've bombarded the systems with, now it's time for a flush. And so anytime we're using astringent herbs. And what I mean by that is herbs that pull, herbs that create a response where it has to pull out waste from the tissues. Now you're gonna go through something. Okay. I remember many different detoxes I've done, and it can be very challenging. It can be annoying too. I've done detoxes where I've had sore throats. Like even last week, I was on a fast, and I had an annoying sore throat. It was very, very challenging to go to sleep and to swallow. So these are just different, I would say, different nuances that happens during a detox. Now, this is not something that we call sickness, but rather the body pushing out what it no longer needs. All that the bacteria, what we call germs, all of that has to pull and come out of the body. Okay, and keep in mind that the current medical system that we are thriving on now, we believe in a germ theory. We are based disease on the germ theory, but really it's the terrain. It's not a germ that comes out of nowhere and affects you and just wreaks havoc on the body. It's you, the host, that allows this germ, this bacteria to thrive because your environment, your cellular environment was suitable for this dangerous germ bacteria to thrive in. So now it's time to clean house. And I started the liver flush in a perfect time where it fell on a new moon, because the new moon represents new beginnings, cleansing period. The body is actually crying out for a detox during that time. So you're in alignment with the moon cycle to do the flush, and it's going to be easier for waste to leave the body. Okay, now back into the liver flush and its healing crisis. There's many different ways and signs that the body is always talking to you, telling you that you need to focus on your liver. Okay, so I have so many different names, or not names, but disease names that will let you know, okay, hey, you need to pay attention to your liver. I talked about the thyroid. I talked about women who deal with fibroids, men who deal with prostate issues. Also, there's one I recently studied, cataracts. So those who have eye challenges like glaucoma, cataracts, you definitely want to focus on the liver. The eyes, if you see my eyes here, notice that my sclera is bright, it's white. We all come into this world with our eyes looking that way. But somewhere down the line, the iris, the eyes begin to change color. So there's a quote or a scripture in the Bible. It says, "Thine eye be light," based upon, or it's not, I'm not quoting it verbatim. Okay, I got to learn that again, because I used to know it when I first got into iridology. But thine eye be bright as thine body is full of light. And so as the body lightens up, the eyes will lighten up too. I've had a lot of people come to me, okay, will my eyes lighten up? Will markings disappear as I detox? Well, absolutely. How you have to stay the course, you have to keep going based upon the body, the cells becoming lighter, becoming more cleansed. Okay, so we, of course, the Bible is taken literal, but these are it's actually a guide for you to how to live, how to eat to live, and how to look at your body more than just something you walk around in. It's a machine, it's a technology, and you have the map and how to take care of it. Okay, so different aspects and different ways to tell if you have liver challenges. Also, the eyes. Okay. And this is those who's going through the healing crisis. Those who are in my group, shout out to you. I've had a couple of people say, they had headaches the first couple days. You especially during a liver flush, you want to make sure that you're eating light. You don't want to eat too heavy. You don't want to eat drink cold drinks as well. Okay, so those who's focusing the energy on the liver, you want to make sure the drinks are warm, room temperature, because the liver's chi, which is chi means energy. The liver's chi is focused in on warmth. Okay, that's a warmth organ. So you want to give it herbs that produce a hot or warm effect. So warm or room temperature drinks is more suitable when you are focusing your energy on liver cleansing. So those who've had headaches, maybe a sore throat, just different those kind of symptoms. I've seen even severe cases. Sometimes you may have. I know when I started detoxing in my earlier 20s, I would get these pimples, on my face. Guys, I used to have really, really bad acne to the point I was like, I'll do anything to get rid of this acne. I couldn't stand it. It was so annoying. And my mother would say, you got to get off the dairy. You got to get off the sugar, and, sugar, I was, no stranger to, I was just 5 cookies constantly lined up by my bedside every night. I had to figure out, why was this a thing for me? So some of those symptoms, as far as the detoxing of the liver, also the kidneys as well, because your kidneys are getting a flush at the same time as the liver. But again, we're focusing more of the energy on the liver. So the skin may break out. Okay. You may have challenges with swelling in the lower extremities, maybe the holding on to excess fluid in the joints, the leg areas. Okay, so this is all the body's way of letting you know, hey, this is the healing crisis. You have to go through something to heal. And a lot people feel that, oh man, why is this happening to me? It's more so the body constantly trying to push out what it doesn't need. And so it's so powerful to do a liver flush. At least I would say 2 to 3 times a year. The next one will probably do around, I would say, August. I want to kind of space it out because your body, for those who's in the liver flush, is about to go through a holistic surgery, I like to call it, literally, because you're pulling out actual stones. This is calcification that's coming through the bile ducts. So that takes a lot of energy to do that. So the next day after those who've successfully done the flush, can't give a lot of details because you should have joined if you are watching. You should join the group. You'll feel very tired. I always encourage those to rest, that next day after going through something so strenuous as to pulling all of that waste out. For me, I can report because I've been doing it too, y'all. I've been doing it too. I would say the tart cherry juice, we've been doing that every single day. Due to the malic acid that's present in the tart cherry juice makes your bowel movements very, very easy. So you eat a meal and it literally comes out. It doesn't stay in. So that's something that I notice. Me being on the cleanse for, the last 3 days. What else? I would say really that's it for as far as my healing crisis is concerned. I've been doing a lot of detoxes so I don't experience like the harsh ones that I've seen others experience. Like I said, the breaking out, the redness in the face or even by the eyes, the nose, all of that can be apparent based upon the liver trying to cleanse itself. Any kind of acne, okay, especially we talked about acne about like when I used to deal with acne. Acne is related to the liver, related to the kidneys. Okay, so any kind of acne on the face, any parts of the body, that is what we call liver spots. Even though you look up online and it says liver spots has nothing to do with the liver, it actually does. Any kind of like excess, those red spots or on the face, the legs, anywhere on the body, that's the liver talking to you. And you'll notice after a couple of flushes that those will eventually go away. Now, on an emotional level, Okay, an emotional level, talking about the metaphysics of the liver. Okay, the liver deals with the emotions, mainly anger. Kidneys and the liver deal with the emotions anger. So you'll find, if anyone is experiencing this, not I have not experienced this firsthand for myself, but anyone experiencing changes when it comes to the emotions of the liver, you'll find that, during this time, you want to release a lot when it comes to suppression of anger, because really the manifestation of disease is all psychological, and it comes out and it's expressed through the physical body. Okay, so part of why we're here, and this is just, my philosophy and things that books that I've read and things that I've learned over time, is to experience, to experience based upon God, what we call God, or what the name you have for your God, trying to find out who it is or who and what we are. And so a lot of times we look at things that we do as something that's bad, or we hold on to things that we should have or learn to understand. Look at things that has to be a lesson rather than something that we punish ourselves for. We punish ourselves a lot. And so a lot of times, all of that punishment, all of that self-denial, we hold on to. And so this has a direct effect on the organs. Okay. And so we have to really understand that, for every choice we make, of course, there's a good consequence and there's a bad consequence. But, really, I don't really believe in the whole good and bad and different things like that. It's all based upon experience. And so once we learn how to release these denials, release the suppression of anger, and look at situations that we've encountered with others as learning experience rather than somebody trying to do something to us. I can say I've honestly freed myself a lot when I started looking at people as they didn't do anything to me, but rather this encounter I appreciate through experience with this person. And so now, of course, that spirit, we didn't enter, couldn't move forward to the next level. So, it's time to journey on, but not to blame or not to hold on to what that person has done, rather than look at it as an experience. And so that's very important, because we, a lot of times, we don't realize all of the things that we hold on to, which creates and manifest into a physical ailment. So again, the liver is correlated to the suppression of a lot of anger, and even anger that you had or have been holding on to in past lives, from the womb. If there's liver challenges in the family, whether the mother, the father, grandparents, that's why it's important to get your children seen early. And it's also important to cleanse before conceiving or conception of a child. That's very, very important. Also, some of the foods that, people crave when liver challenges or liver malfunction is present. Um, a lot of salty chips. Okay, crunchy. That's based upon a lot of crunchy. That's based upon feelings of frustration, feeling boxed in. All right, so a lot of times we can feel like that in this society, when we, of course, they put us in a specific environment where you're supposed to be this place at a certain age. You're supposed to be this here at a certain point of your lives. And so sometimes we feel, if you place yourself or you feel like you're boxed in, that creates frustrating energy. And so a lot of time the crunchiness kind of curves that. Salt, again, salt is related to anger. So if you find yourself constantly wanting salty foods, definitely pay attention to your liver and your kidneys. Okay. So that just looking at just different aspects of why we gravitate to certain foods, gravitate to certain different aspects of habits that we have, can help us to really look at our bodies more than just this avatar that we just walk around in. You know, we really have to understand what we are, what we have, this navigational system that we have. And I'm just so amazed, you know, all the time to be talking about just not just, you know, in the aspect of iridology, because again, iridology, before it was even called that, we already had the knowledge of looking into the eyes, the face, the hands, the nose. Well, that's based upon all the face, the feet, all of these different aspects of the body to reveal dis-ease ahead of time. Okay, so these are just, we're focusing on the liver. Shout out to those who are doing the liver cleanse. I don't want to give too much detail because I am going to do another worldwide liver flush. I'm thinking I wanted to do it around summer solstice, but I may have to push it back. I have to see the spacing of how to do the liver flush, but I'm feeling good. I'm those who are, you know, honoring Ramadan and fasting. Ramadan Mubarak to you. I have a lot of family that is practicing Ramadan, so it's been 3 days. So you see how everything is aligned with the new moon, the new energy, new beginnings. Okay. I really wanted to share my screen. I really appreciate you guys for joining me on here. If you got my link from Instagram, shout out to you. Make sure you like and subscribe and share. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share my channel so that we can keep growing. What I'm going to do, y'all, I'm going to start doing weekly lives. All right. What y'all think about that? Just different topics on iridology. We still have a lot of people that don't really, you know, they're skeptical. They're skeptics of what iridology or the iris can reveal, you know. So I've had a woman that never heard of, she would say, iridol, how do you say it? You know, so you still have people out there that never heard of this science before, never heard of this gift before. So, you know, starting this Sunday, I'm saying around 7. You know, I like to do my 44. If y'all been following me for a while, I do the 44. I want to do a live every week, just focusing on a specific topic, whether right now we're talking about the liver, we could focus on the thyroid, we could focus on the heart, and then I could show y'all irises of infancy stages of heart challenges, infancy stages of pancreatic issues dealing with or related to diabetes. So I definitely want to do little classes on that, little weekly classes on that. So, but y'all got to make sure y'all subscribe. Of course, I appreciate donations. If you guys want to donate to the Cash App, donate to the PayPal, definitely feel free to do that. But that's something that, you know, it came to me today. My heart was like, you know, you got to do something weekly for the family so that more people can be in tune of exactly, you know, what iridology is, what the iris can reveal, not just in the state of, you know, what kind of dis-ease or ailments, but also the strengths that you have. Also revealing the auric field. I know how to read someone's aura as well. So that's why a lot of times when you send in your pictures, I'm not just looking at the eye, I'm looking at your face, I'm looking at the surrounding, I'm looking at everything so that I can be able to assess you on an entire blueprint level. Okay, so it's more than just me telling you what ailments you have, but really what you need to focus on spiritually. Do you need to ground yourself more? Also, there's a part in the brain called the ego pressure in the iris. And a lot of times that marking in the iris, I wish I could share my screen, y'all. Trust me, I wish I could share my screen. where that's correlated to the kidneys and the liver. So the ego pressure of the brain, that lets me know if a person is has potential to have a stroke. Okay, so those who've had, nothing, let me tell y'all something. Nothing happens on accident. No disease, heart attack, stroke, brain aneurysm, nothing happens out of the blue. Everything can be told ahead of time. So even I've known someone, one of my brothers, that had challenges with the brain aneurysm, and months before, like months prior, he came to me and was saying that he was having issues with his vision. You know, he was seeing double vision, having headaches. And then it was like 4 or 5 months later is when he began, that's when the brain aneurysm took place. So nothing happens out of the blue. Nothing happens by accident. The body is always communicating. The iris, y'all, the iris lets you know in literally in its infancy stages of what's happening. I can't tell you how many times I've seen breast challenges, or I don't name a disease. I don't say, oh, you have breast cancer or you have diabetes, but I let you know, hey, this is what's happening in this area. This is what you need to focus on. Dealing with the breast, on a spiritual metaphysical level, that deals with lack of nurturing yourself. Maybe you weren't nurtured as a child. Things that happened to you, it kind of left an imprint, and so now you walk around. We have to release this victimhood. Okay, we walk around with a lot of victimhood instead of rising above it, and it takes time. It's not something that's easy to shed. Okay, so when it comes to the breast, that deals with most times the child or the person may not have been breastfed as a child, or they didn't breastfeed their children. So all of that I can see in the iris, again, well before it turns into a chronic state. Back into the liver, there's different markings. I showed you guys, if you guys were on my Instagram live the other day, I showed you all my iris and how I had an inherent weakness in my gallbladder area. So it's imperative for me to do liver and gallbladder flushes. Let's look at the comments here. Shout out to my unc. Shout out to my unc. He said the new C word is challenge. Yes. Yes. I've been using, speaking of that, I started using the word challenge with my grandmaster, because when I first started training, oh man, I was like, this is hard. He was like, nothing is hard. It's only a challenge. Your body is being challenged, so you can condition yourself. And so it kind of just stuck with me for these last 5 years. Shout out to my grandmaster. So now, we don't say hard, because is looked upon as a permanent issue. Instead of we use challenge because this is temporary. So yeah, glad you pointed that out. But with my iris, yeah, I was able to see that gallbladder was an inherent weakness. As I told you, you all know my story. If you don't, I said it in the beginning of the slide, so make sure y'all play it back. I started out in iridology. I was inspired by my mother, who around my age, 29, 30, she had gallstones, and the iridologist was able to look at that and tell that. So looking at my own iris, I was able to see I had inherent lines in my gallbladder. So I was like, making sure that I do liver flushes at least 3 times a year, making sure that my liver is working well, my gallbladder is working well. And so when the liver and the gallbladder is working well, you have a supreme digestive system, because what happens is you have bile ducts that flows bile into the colon area. You need adequate bile in order to digest and break down your foods. And so if the liver's not working right, the colon will not be working right. Issues with constipation, we look to the liver. Issues with acid reflux, we have to look to the liver. So again, everyone can benefit from a liver flush. It doesn't matter if you have symptoms or not. everyone can benefit from liver flush. And again, even if you don't have any pains, you may pass stones. I've had, like I said, I've had a client, many students that didn't have no pain, no gallbladder attacks at all, sent me pictures, graphic pictures of passing stones. So you got to be ready to go through that holistic surgery, get all of that out. You don't know what you're walking around with. You're talking about 30 years. I mean, I'm talking about, for me, I'm 30, but 30 years or 30, 40, 50 years of eating a certain way, and you got to get all of that out. So, what I can tell you is that it's not going to take as much time as you accumulated it to get it out. Okay. Another good practice that I want y'all to start doing. I started doing this about 7 years ago, when I used to work at the health food store near me. Oil pulling. All right. Somebody put that in the comments if y'all can, so y'all can remember that. Oil pulling. Oil pulling. Okay. That is excellent, not just for the liver, but for all bodily functions. I started doing this about 7 years ago. And when I was on my bookshelf, I wish I had the book in front of me. But I invested in a book called Oil Pulling at the health food store. And what it was talking about is really, it's very simple. Get you some unrefined virgin coconut oil. Okay, you can mix it with peppermint essential oil, clove, to give it a kind of a taste. And so what you do is you take about a tablespoon of the unrefined virgin coconut oil. I'm going to post the coconut oil in my stories, the one I use. And so you just put it, you kind of like get it in the cracks of your teeth. You kind of chew it a little bit, get it in the cracks of your teeth, and start swishing. And you swish for about 5 minutes. You don't really need any more than that. I've read a lot of books and studies that said, oh, you need 15 minutes. I don't think you need 15 minutes. 5 minutes is fine. You can put on a timer. Sometimes I walk around the house and do it. Let me tell you, it's so amazing. You wake up with good breath. I'm telling you, do it tonight, y'all. You will wake up. You got a lady, you got a man. You ain't gonna, you're gonna wanna, it's gonna be okay to kiss them, okay? I'm telling you, you will wake up with good breath. So what happens is, the reason why we have, bad breath in the morning is because all of that waste sitting in the gut and sitting also in the liver, it kind of ferments overnight, and it kind of like it creates an action where now the putrefaction is coming out in the breath. And then also, if you don't brush your teeth at night, if you don't floss, all of that bacteria is stuck in the gums. So oil, yes, it kills bacteria. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. It kills bacteria. So absolutely want to get you and start getting you to oil pull. What it does is it pulls bacteria from the blood. It cleanses your blood. Yes. Oil pulling cleanses your blood, all right? Cleanses the liver, cleanses the kidneys, cleanses the gut. So twice a day, I do it. I do it in the AM and I do it in the PM right before bed. That's the last thing I do after done eating anything. You could do it multiple times a day. I would say about 3 times, no more than that. Do it in the middle of the day, but definitely while you on a the liver flush. Those who are in and on the liver flush, make sure y'all are oil pulling. Is very, very imperative. If you don't have coconut oil, you could do it with olive oil. I prefer coconut oil because it kind of has like a favorable taste. And then also, mixing it with peppermint, clove, kind of give it more of like that, extra pulling of the bacteria. Yeah, so let me look at these comments here. Yeah, that morning breath will kill 1,000 powers. Absolutely. I'm telling you, y'all, when y'all do this, try it twice a day. I'm telling you that morning breath is going to be on supreme. All right. What's the procedure again? Okay, so you take a tablespoon of coconut oil. I like coconut oil. And then if it's not like if it's not already, in a liquid form, and it's whole, like, you just take the tablespoon of coconut oil, put it in your mouth, kind of chew it a little bit, get it in between the teeth. Okay. And then once it's like milky, kind of liquidy in your mouth, you swish for about 3 to 5 minutes. 5 minutes is max. And then when you spit it out, you're going to see the coconut oil change colors. It's going to be like milky. You know what that is? That's all that bacteria that you're pulling from your mouth. Okay. All of that you're pulling from the liver. Okay, because what happens is all that it changes color, because now you're pulling all of that waste, all of that bacteria also is creating an enzymatic action where the body is now trying to restore itself. Also, the tonsils, those who suffer from tonsil issues, very, very good. So a lot of sore throats. So yeah, definitely get into oil pulling when it comes to cleansing or doing or during the liver flush or any kind of detox for that matter. But right now, the topic at hand, we're talking about the liver flush. If you missed out, I'm doing the next liver flush, I think in the next 3 months, okay? Because you don't want to do it too much back to back. Shout out to those who's in the group. Who joined and got their packages already. We flowing in this flush. And again, I can't wait to share stories of, all of the, healing crisis that, a lot of us are going through. Okay. Like I said, last week I had a sore throat. So that's part of the healing crisis. Shout out to y'all commenting. Shout out to y'all commenting. Shannon Destin, what I missed. We're talking about the liver flush. We're talking about the healing crisis. We're talking about many different ways you can tell if the body is holding on to liver or gallstones. Can stones also block the nutrients from hitting the bloodstream? Absolutely. Absolutely. The liver is the chemical fact. I like to call it the chemical factory of the body. Okay, so it's constantly purifying the blood. Okay, so that the other cells and organs in the body is dependent on the liver to evolve, to grow. And so when the liver malfunctions, then now you have other areas that begin to fail. Thyroid challenges is connected to blocked bile ducts due to gallstones or liver stones. Fibroids, cataracts, glaucoma, all of these challenges are due to blocked bile ducts. Okay. Yes, stones can block the nutrients from hitting the bloodstream. Also, you have people that, oh, I detox, and nothing's happening. I'm still going through these challenges, so, but if you've never done a liver flush, well, then you won't really know what the body is holding on to. So that could be the answer for you there. Someone said, I've been drinking cassia alata to cleanse my liver. I have 2 more days. Okay. Cassia alata. I've never heard it spelt that way. Is there another name for that herb? Because I'm thinking, I don't know if you mean another herb. There's one herb I'm thinking of, but I'm not sure if there's another name to it. I'm pretty familiar with a lot of the liver herbs. But yeah, good. That's good that you're focusing on that. Absolutely. That's really good that you're focusing on the liver. One of the questions that I get hit with a lot too is, can you do the liver gallbladder flush and if you had a gallbladder removal? Absolutely, you can. Because not only does the gallbladder hold on to stones, so does the liver. So you can push out stones that the liver is holding on to. It's more challenging to detect what is called hepatic, HEPATIC stones. That's stones of the liver. It's very, very challenging to kind of detect those when you get like a liver enzyme test from your doctor. So those can be a little more challenging to pass. It can take up to maybe 3 flushes for you to even see results. So yeah, for that question, it says King's Plan. Okay. I'm not really familiar with that plant. Ah, I've learned something new. No king on the forest. Senna. Oh, you talking about senna? Are you talking about senna? I'm not really too sure of that. I was looking for my list of my liver herbs that I put in my liver gallbladder detox, but we put cassia. Is you talking about, no, not cassia. QUASSIA. That's what I'm familiar with. Cassia chips. We put in the liver. That's one of the main ingredient in the liver gallbladder detox tea. How's your diet during the liver cleanse process? It is best to be on a raw food diet with a little bit of cooked foods. Okay, so it's not where you have to just eat raw. I've been doing a lot of juices, beet juices, and even the beet tops. But making sure that mainly the diet is full of raw food with a little bit of cooked food. So like if you have a mushroom, quinoa, what else? Like mushroom, quinoa, kale, those kind of foods you can eat if it's on a little bit of the cook side. So yeah, there's a whole list that you get. Once you join the liver flush, there's a whole list that you get. Let's see. Yep, that's what I've been doing. Clean as possible. Yes. Yes, that's important. And again, not eating too late, at night, and then also not having cold foods, cold drinks. Are cooked foods public enemy number one during the liver flush? I wouldn't say it's public enemy. I would say that the raw foods is best though. It's definitely best. During the first, I would say, couple of days, and even last week, I was just mainly doing raw and fasting, and then I had a little cooked food. But for the most part, I've been doing, I would say, 70 to 80% raw, and then a little bit like 20 to 25 cooked food. But for the most part, it's just mainly raw food, juices, fruit, beets, cherry, all your dark reds you want to focus on. So your beets, your cherries, all your berries, those are the main foods that you want to eat and juice on the cleanse. All right. So I'm glad that, a lot of you guys are already just in the mode of doing the liver flush. Again, if you're just tuning in, this is my first live on YouTube. So I really appreciate y'all for tuning in, seriously, because I was like, I don't know how to, I really have to figure out how to work this YouTube and kind of, so next time when I go live, I'm going to have like a PowerPoint so I could share with you guys. Again, I'm going to be starting like the weekly classes. Sundays is best for me to do that. Sunday evenings, so that we're focusing on a specific topic. And again, that's going to be on like, me sharing a presentation with you all. So make sure that you're subscribed, you hit the notification button, where you're getting the notification that I am live. Okay, so this is going to be on YouTube. All right. I think that is it. I think that's all I wanted to say. And all that I wanted to cover. Yeah. So shout out to y'all. Thank you so much for joining in. This live will definitely be saved. Make sure you guys share this live. And next time we do the liver flush, I will definitely post it in advance. Events coming up. I have, if anyone is in New Jersey, New York, be more area, Philly. We're having a wellness fair. One of my friends is doing a wellness fair out here. And I will be speaking and having iridology sessions. Okay, of course, it's going to be at a discounted rate because I'm only going to be doing 25-minute iridology sessions. Okay, so if you want to come to that, I will post it on my YouTube, but it's on my Instagram page as well. All right. That's next Saturday, the 23rd in Mount Pocono, the Poconos. So if you want to make a weekend out of it, you want to, take the family vacation, because everyone looks at the Poconos as a vacation town. All right. Then next month on the 14th in April, I will be in New York, Brooklyn. Shout out to Brooklyn, my hometown. All right. Who's coming or who's in Brooklyn? Put in the chat if y'all watching from Brooklyn, New York, or all right. So I'll be at Nicholas Brooklyn on the 14th. I believe the event is called Spiritual. I forgot the name of the event. But King Simon put it together. It's going to be me, Lloyd Strayhorn, another sister who's into tantric healing. And I'm coming with the iridology. So, and then King Simon's coming with his numerology. So shout out to, I'm looking forward to that event. At Nicholas Brooklyn. Yes, BK in the building. Yes, born and raised over here. So I'm definitely looking forward to coming back to my hometown and showing love to y'all. I will be doing iridology there and speaking as well. Any other events? I am planning something more so in June. Another one. The event Birthing of a Genius Generation, we had to postpone. I have to post that to my page. We had to postpone, just due to personal challenges between both parties. So definitely looking forward to doing that more so in May or June. So just look out for that. And that's it, for all of the upcoming events. Again, look out for my classes every Sunday, 7 p.m., teaching different aspects about iridology. Constant questions that I get asked. I think one of the first ones we're going to be touching on is the color of the eye, the colors of the iris. Should, the whites of the eye, how they, should they stay white? Different colors, why different colors have different potential ailments. So I think we're going to be covering that on Sunday. So you guys get an idea of your constitutional iris type. We've all heard eat right for your blood or eat for your blood type. But there is such a thing as eat right for your iris type, right? So maybe that's a good title for that. Eat right for your iris type. So there's different ways that you can look at your iris and know the best foods that you should be eating. And again, I teach this to my students. I do not push a vegan diet on everyone. All right. I don't think, for me personally, that we're all meant to be 100% vegan. What I do believe is that the foods that contribute to disease, like the meats, the dairy, the fats, the fried, when we do that in excess, we do it every day, we overindulge, that's what leads to disease. Okay. Because we do it every single day. All right. So that's what in my philosophy, I believe that leads to disease. Okay. I have, my grandmaster, almost 80, and he's not plant-based, and he can move. He could, I mean, this man is very young. Okay. Has a young body. All right. But he takes care of himself. He does cleanses, he, conditions himself. So it's all really about listening to your body, conditioning while you're young, making sure you're exercising, making sure you're doing all of these practices that I've mentioned on a daily basis, so that by the time you are in your 60s, 50s, and 70s, you can move the same way as my grandmaster. All right. We all aspire to that. All right. So thank you guys for tuning in. I truly appreciate your attention. It's been love sharing with you all. The light in me loves constantly the light in all of you. And look out for my next live on YouTube, Sunday, 7 p.m. I think we are going to call it Eat Right for Your Iris Type. All right, family. Peace and love. Power.